Hello out there in YouTube land. It is time for my review of the last week's comics. Didn't have a whole lot of them. It was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this shouldn't take a super lot of time. First one here was Breathless number 4. This is the conclusion of this series. Didn't realize that it was a 4-part series. And this actually started out pretty interesting. But this one, I think they just wanted, I don't know what happened. There was a kind of a big plan to deal with the situation. It went awry, and then they solved things, and then there's a huge time jump at the end with the last 2 pages full of exposition, which just ended, which recapped everything and solved everything up. It wasn't a very satisfying conclusion to the series. It could have been a lot better, considering how it started out. I'm going to give this a 2.5 out of 5. Justice League number 7. Fantastic cover by Jim Lee. I'm a huge fan of his artwork. I think he's one of the best artists in the industry. I do sort of like what they're doing with this series, but this initial arc is way too overpacked and taking way too long. I mean, it's just, taking way too long to get it done. I mean, 7 issues, and they aren't done with it. It's going to be next issue should be the conclusion. It actually says next issue, the conclusion. I mean, it's way too much and way too long. I mean, I do like Scott Snyder, but I think he kind of tried to do too much in this arc. And though I do like certain aspects about the ultraviolet lanterns and the Legion of Doom and all that. So I'm going to give this a 3 out of 5. Yeah, Veronica number 3. Never been a big fan of the Archie comics. Never been a fan of the Archie horror. I mean, there's the Jughead, the Hunger, where he's a werewolf or something. But I was kind of intrigued by the whole Veronica becoming a vampire bit. And it's actually been pretty good. I can't lie, I like this. I really like this. It's fun. It's neat. I know that sounds kind of weak. It's neat, but pick it up if you haven't gotten it. I'm going to give it a 3.25 out of 5. Excuse me. Batman number 54. The last few issues of this haven't been as good as everything leading up to 50. Excuse me, 50 was okay. Then you had the 50 was not as anywhere near good as it could have been. But then you had the the Bruce Wayne jury guy from like 12 Angry Men, and then this one is kind of recapping the relationship between Bruce Wayne and Dick Grayson from the beginning to now. It's kind of going back, flashing back to when it started to now, and they're going up against this guy and Condiment Man. So that got kind of a running joke in there about his, F-list villains and stuff, and making a big joke about the penny, the big penny in the Batcave. And it's basically to, Dick Grayson checking on, seeing if Bruce is okay, sort of like Bruce did back when Dick Grayson was first orphaned. There is a connection there, but it wasn't as good as it could have been. So I'm going to give this a 3.25 out of 5. The Walking Dead number 183. Still going strong after all these years. You have, this basically tells of Michonne and her daughter going to their new, or Michonne going to her new house in the Commonwealth, being escorted by her daughter, and an incident that takes place. It's kind of taken from modern times because it's kind of an incident with the police, and so I guess they're doing a little bit of social commentary on that. But this one was actually done well, and doesn't seem to be taking anyone's side. Excuse me, just yet. I'm going to give this a 3.5 out of 5. Project Superpowers number 2. Very good series. And of course the art in there is just fantastic. Dynamite always does wonderful work. Picking up last week, picking up from last month with someone managing to make all the planes fall out of the sky, and the Project Superpowers team trying to deal with that, and the new embodiment of who was that? Excuse me, of the Flag character. And you find out why they were dropping other planes from the sky. And this is good. I like the story, and the reason behind it was really interesting and really quite good. I'm going to continue rating this. I'm going to give this a 4 out of 5. Okay, for the last one that I have here, excuse me, it would be the Immortal Hulk number 5. This has a fight between the Hulk and what is it, Sasquatch? Is that his name? Yeah, from Alpha Flight. Excuse me. And you actually have Liz McGee, the reporter, catching up to Banner, being able to talk to Banner and the Hulk, and you find out why she is following him, and it's not just for a story. I mean, I don't see why that couldn't have just been the case, but there is an ulterior motive for her chasing him across country and trying to get a story on him. And there is a rather interesting twist at the end, which I'm not quite sure how I feel about. Excuse me, it could make it better, it could make it worse. We'll have to see. If the way Al Ewing has been doing things lately is any indication, it could be really good, but it might not be good if you got into the hands of other people. So I'm going to give this a 4.25 out of 5. Okay, that's it for this week. Let me know what you thought of what I got. Let me know if you got anything that I got, and like and subscribe. Bye.